This is my last vlog for my student teaching experience. Um, it's kind of crazy how quick it ended or how quick it went. We started late January, now it's late April, and now it's done. Those few months just flew by. I learned a lot of stuff and a lot of different techniques and strategies and skills at the school I was at and with the teacher that I had as my co-op. The whole experience was amazing. I mean, just dealing with the age group that I was dealing with, I never thought I was going to like the age group. Um, but it was a surprise to me. Um, Dealing with the types of kids I did, I really enjoyed it every day. Every day they made me laugh. Every day was a I looked forward to going to that school and teaching those kids history. So it was just a great experience. I mean, the biggest thing I'm going to take out of it is basically like how you plan certain lessons, like what goes into planning, like really planning in the real world scenario. My teacher was great at planning, great at organizing, great at just making sure he hit everything he had to hit and moving on. So he was just a great planner and great organizer, and that's something I really want to do and really continue with. I'm not the most organized person out there, but this is a skill that I know that is really important for education, for a teacher aspect, because the more organized you are, um, everything will just be a lot easier, and that's what I found out by just watching, observing my teacher. When I was actually student teaching, I got to teach two unit, the Cold War unit and the Civil Rights unit, and it was just amazing. I mean, every day was awesome. I mainly lectured with the PowerPoint, and I loved it. I mean, I love making my own lessons. I love making my own PowerPoint. I love finding videos and pictures and primary sources. So it was just a great experience. And I mean, I love the two units I did. I just can't really wait to just get a job and to be able to plan a whole year and deal with the start to finish. Have my classroom policies, have my assignments, my activities, my quizzes, my tests the whole time. The big thing that I took away from class behavior wise, I really like his policy of if you waste time, you owe time. If you waste my time, you're gonna owe me time. And I think that's just a great, um, simple way to sum up, classroom behavior. Kids know when they're not doing something that they're expected to do, or that you want them to do. So if you keep it that simple, they know if they're right or wrong. There's no gray area. So that's what I'm going to take with too, and I want to implement that. I think that is going to be successful at any age level you teach, at any subject you teach. Is taken if you waste time, you owe me time. Um, Also, I think it's key to set high expectations. That's one thing I went to, dealing with racial issues that I dealt with in the civil rights unit. Dealing with African American race, Native Americans, Hispanics. What I always said before I started was, hey, we're going to be talking about some sensitive stuff. This is what I expect out of you guys. And it really set the tone from there, and I think my kids handled the race issue a lot better than what I expected them to do. So it was just a great time. Once again, I know I keep repeating myself and say great time, amazing time, but it really was. I mean, the school I was at had a really close-knit community of teachers. Everyone helped out each other. My co-op really helped me out. It gave me great feedback. Every time I taught a lesson, he gave me a little index card that said what I had to work on. If it was my teaching style, or if it was my PowerPoint, or if it was anything minor, he would tell me. That's something I really appreciate. It's kind of hard to be, or really hard to look for negatives all the time. I mean, I know I'm not the perfect teacher, so I know I have a lot of stuff I need to work on. But even if I had what I felt like a perfect lesson, he always gave me one thing I could work on, which I, greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate. I would love to know what I have to work on instead of, oh, hey, Paul, great job. The one thing I did at the end that my teacher recommended me to do um, was make a evaluation form for myself that I handed out to my students, and basically I asked them 10 questions, like give me a 4, 3, 2, 1. Four really good, one not too good, about if I did something well or not well. And then I had 5 questions that they had to answer like a sentence or two. Like, what's one thing Mr. Grimm's can improve on? What's one thing that you're going to remember from Mr. Grimm's class? And overall, everyone said I did a decent job, and I know as kids, I remember when I got those surveys, I, didn't put my whole thoughts in there, but what I knew is I looked for two things. two things on these surveys. The first thing I looked at was my first question. So my last question on the 4-3-2-1 scale was, did Mr. Grimes treat everyone fairly? And that was the only one I really cared about, because I want people to think I treat people fairly. I don't want to think that I teach bias. I treat people bias. I don't treat people fair. So that's what I looked. And across the board, I did great. Never once did I have one kid think that I did not treat everyone fairly, which is exactly what I wanted. So I was really happy with that. The next thing I looked at was for the what could Mr. Grimes improve on. I was looking for like trends. If there was one big trend or two big trends that people said, Mr. Grimes, work on this. And the two big trends that I got to work on, really, it's only one big trend, is, I told Kathy this, is I have to work on my handwriting. Because when I was using the smartboard, I like to write. I think it's a great way to, interact with the kids and, have something up there. But my handwriting's terrible. And I know my handwriting's terrible. And I really worked on it this semester, but obviously I need to work on it a little more. So that's something that I'm going to work on. And, I like using a smartboard. I know you can counter this by typing stuff up and have things pre-written, but there's something about it. It's like using a chalkboard or a whiteboard. I like writing, so I gotta get better handwriting, and that's what I took out. But overall, it was just such a great experience, and I'm just so thankful that I had such a positive experience and learned so much and grew so much as a teacher. Um, so yeah, again, thank you for watching me. I don't know how many people kept watching me, but thank you for watching and listening, and um, have a great night, and I will see you soon.